The primary spiritual influencers on my life, I guess, were certainly the preaching of the Word, but clearly what went hand in hand with that was music. And some of my most memorable experience within the church were hymns, hymn singing, absolutely. To this day, unfortunately, I have to say, it's not the sermons that stick up here, it's the texts of the hymns. And I actually can still remember the tunes of the hymns in the order in which they appeared in the hymnal. I can remember a lot of the words to them, and I haven't actually seen that hymnal in many, many years. It speaks to me anyway about the mystery of music. And why is it that so much more seems to, at least for me anyway, go into my head and stay there if it has been accompanied by music? I'm not sure I'm alone in that. But the other parallel in terms of how music influenced my my spiritual walk was just simply that it was reinforced in the home. It absolutely was. The reason I studied music in the home was so that I could be a church musician. That was the rationale behind it. While my family loved to hear Beethoven, Bach played on the piano, it was not complete unless there was also some hymn playing going on at the same time. I would say music is a reflection of the glory of God, largely because of how He created us. And one of the great mysteries is, why does music speak to us in the way that it does? The strong association sense that we have, as I mentioned earlier, the fact that you hear a piece of music and it takes you back to another place where you've heard it before. The fact that the Psalms encourage us to use music to praise Him specifically is again a mystery. The fact that cultures have, whether they acknowledge the supremacy of God or not, have developed music as a way of communicating with each other and as a great way of expressing oneself, even individually. God in some way decided that this was how He was going to use it, and He thus created us as eager recipients of hearing music, of the joy of music. But one thing that I'm really, really interested in also is how that then transmits itself into the cause to help us make music. I have lived my life in church, not only as somebody who sits in a pew, but also somebody who has made music in church. And I really believe that essentially way of giving of ourselves back is absolutely essential in terms of our development of a relationship with Jesus Christ, with God.